Family, by popular request, you guys want to improve your 𝐿𝙤𝙚𝙀, your 𝑉-sit, and your handstand presses. We're going to be doing that with a core compression follow-along routine. We're going to be strengthening our abdominals as well as our hip flexors, as well as stretching our hamstrings. So positions like the pancake are also going to be improved by this routine. It is completely adaptable to all levels. The only thing I'm going to be recommending if you're more on the beginner and tighter side is a couple of yoga blocks to modify some positions. But other than that, I'll see you in your mat. All right, family, we're going to be standing. Simply bring one knee up, the other one up, and we're going to be marching here for about 15 seconds, simply warming up into the hip flexors, which is going to be the main muscle responsible for core compression, as well as our core. Try to get that knee as high as possible. Begin to move a little faster. We're going to switch to high knee raises just to increase our body heat, because the sun went away and I like to have some body heat in my body. Sorry if you're doing this in the morning, time to wake up. Move at your own pace, you don't have to go super fast. Just try to get your heart rate a little bit up. That's gonna make you more in tune with your body and allow you to go deeper into the positions and make all the drills more effective. Let's go for 10 more seconds. And break. Now let's lower down into a squat. Return to your breath, ideally in and out through your nose, but you can also exhale through your mouth. And begin to move side to side in your squat. If your heels doesn't touch, don't worry, just work towards it. Try to bring one knee forward. Move organically as you feel today. No right or wrong, we're simply warming up a little bit into the hips. Maybe go external rotation to the outside. Even though this doesn't have to do too much with compression, the external rotation, getting into this deep squat with the knees and legs as close to our torso as possible is going to prepare us for more of the compression drills we're going to be doing later on. Spend some time here, find 5 seconds of stillness, return to your breath, prepare for the practice ahead. Now lift your hands on the floor. We're going to be moving from squat, taking a deep inhale, and then exhale, a forward fold, extending the knees fully. You can place some blocks right here. Inhale, back down. Exhale, forward fold. Let's go for 8 of those. And you can also have your hands on your knees. Inhale, exhale, so you don't need to touch the floor. Inhale, exhale, and all the time trying to really get that chest as close to the thighs as possible, both in the squat as well as in the forward fold. Let's go for 5 more of those, family. I lost count, 2 more, I think. Inhale on your squat, exhale on your forward fold. Bring the feet a little closer together, about hip distance apart. I'm gonna be facing this way so you guys can see better. We're gonna be simply bending the legs, so no going into a full squat, and then extending the legs, always trying to reach forward, creating anterior pelvic tilt with the pelvis. That's arching your lumbar spine. We inhale here, then we exhale. Let's go for 5 of those. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Make sure that the weight is not too much on the back, but shift the weight slightly forward. You're gonna feel a little more on the hamstrings and the calf. And play around also with moving side to side. As you repeat this routine, which I recommend you should, at least 2 to 3 times per week for best results, you might find some days that you find some movements, other days you're more still, you're more calm. both works. Slowly return back to your squat, always keeping that compression, always teaching your body and making it learn that we want our torso as close to the legs as possible, which is basically what compression strength is. Then sit back on your butt, extend one leg in front of you. In this case, it's gonna be the left, so the right knee is as close to your body as possible. Here again, you can put maybe not a yoga block, but like a blanket. You can roll up your mat just to elevate your sit bones so you're not rocking back too much. But I don't care that you are here really in this position. So you can simply be, as you can see, my lumbar spine is slightly rounded. You're gonna place both hands, put it behind the end of your hamstring, and you're going to get the knee again as close to your chest as possible, and then you're going to extend. If you find that you cannot lock it up, simply reduce the compression a little bit and work on a range where you can fully lock it up. Then bring it down so that the toe touches the mat. I'm gonna go for 10 of those at a slow and controlled pace. So 1, 2, 8 more of those. 5 more, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release that leg, bring the left knee towards you as close to your chest as possible. Really take a deep inhale to create as much length into the spine. Grab behind your knee and the end of your hamstring. Extend for 1, let's go for 9 more. 7, 8, 9, 10, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release both legs in front of you. Take a deep inhale and till your pelvis, send the chest forward, don't round yet, and hold it here. Keep sending the hips back as you keep sending the chest forward, creating length with the spine, and really doing your best to till the pelvis, arching that lumbar spine as much as possible. If you are right here, I highly recommend that you grab a block. You simply put it beneath your sit bones. We're gonna hold here for about 10 seconds before we begin to round and relax. On every inhale, lift that chest. On every exhale, reach more forward. And on the next inhale, take a deep inhale. And exhale, round forward, not back. Don't go back, go forward, keep creating length. And then either grab your shin, grab your feet, or place a yoga block right here so we can relax. For about 30 seconds only this time. Your feet can be flexed, pointed, or they can also be flexed if you want to involve the calf. Again, depending on the day, you can choose your poison here. Allow the mind to relax. Control your breath. Put your awareness there as well as on the muscle that you're stretching. Teach your body that this is a safe position to be in. And if you do that enough times, your body will want to open up and get deeper. Slowly come up. The first dynamic exercise or a strength builder exercise we're gonna be working is going to be V-ups. I'm gonna be giving you 3 variations. You can either work from hard to easy. You can work on full, straddle, or tuck. I recommend that as you repeat this routine, if you do it 2 times per week, you can do 1 day on tuck, the other day on straddle to vary the positions of your legs and the intensity of the exercise. If you're just starting out, I would highly recommend that you spend a lot of time on the tuck version and then move on to a straddle and full. We're gonna be doing 2 sets. So in the first, I'm gonna be demonstrating the tuck version, and on the second one, I'll be demonstrating the straddle one because it's a little bit more complex and I want you guys to see that in more detail. Let's lay down on our backs, extend both legs in front of you. We're gonna be demonstrating again the tuck version first. Relax your head, hands in front of you, palms facing up or to each other, arms fully straight. We simply explosively we bring the knees towards our chest, and then we come back down. Don't count that rep. Let's go with me for 12 reps of those. So 3, 2, 1, go for 12, 11, 10, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep the head neutral, 2, 1, and release. Take a deep inhale, so sit up, and then exhale, forward fold. As you guys know me, and if you've done many of my routines, when I'm working on core compression, I stretch my hamstrings in between my strength sets. It's just more time for your buck, and it also facilitates the following set. Only 20 seconds here before we go on to the second round. If you need more rest, please feel free to pause the video. The next one, I'm gonna go for straddle, but I highly recommend that you repeat whichever variation you did, at least for this routine. And if you're doing it twice per week, you can switch variations between those 2 days. Let's go one more time. For the straddle, I'm gonna keep the legs fully open, arms fully straight. Actually, the legs start closed and then they open. Arms are overhead. I'm gonna demonstrate it first. So when you go up, we don't touch down, actually go forward, and we try to get the legs as close to our torso as possible, creating as much compression. I'll take the mic out because it's in my way. Let's go for 12 reps of those, whether it's tuck, straddle, or full. We begin in 3, 2, 1, up, inhale, exhale as you do the rep, that is 2. Let's go for 10 more of those. More, 9, last one, 10. Go up, open the legs in a straddle position. I'm gonna be doing a pancake stretch, so take a deep inhale, exhale, lean forward. Again, you can place a block below if you're really like struggling to just sit in a 90-degree position. Otherwise, simply, just like we did with the seated forward fold, let's begin with a back flat, having it as much as straight as we possibly can. And simply try to walk forward, keeping that. Do a small contraction on the quads for 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pressing the kneecap down, and then relax. That's gonna allow for the hamstrings to relax a bit more. And again, move side to side. Find some movements or some places of tightness with your movement. Again, you can place a block in front of you. And just relax for about 20 seconds. Slowly come up. Now we're gonna be entering into cramp city. With straddle leg lift and then seated leg lift. Now we're working on the very end range of motion. That was more explosively, a lot more core involvement. Here we're also going to be working on the abs, but this one is really going to be tough, mostly for the hip flexors. So keep your straddle position. If you are a complete beginner, I recommend that you do simply one leg at a time, and not to lean back too much, but trying to keep as much of the leaning forward as possible. Again, the main idea of compression is getting this as close as possible to our torso. For more advanced, the more forward your hands are, the harder it's gonna be to lift. Find a position where you're not trying to be here and then your knees bend. Ideally, you wanna keep them as low as possible. We're only gonna be going for 10 reps of those. So find your variation. Chest is up. 3, 2, 1, point your toes. So go for 10. 1 inch from the floor. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then relax into your pancake stretch for about 30 seconds before we go into the second round. Slowly come up. Second round, modify accordingly. If that was too easy, go more forward. If that was too hard, or you're just getting tired, simply bring your hands closer towards you. Begin in 3, 2, 1 for 10 reps. So 10, 9, 8 more. Let's go. And relax one more time into pancake stretch for only about 20 to 30 seconds. Now we're gonna repeat that same exact movement with the legs together. Should be a little bit easier. We're basically doing like kind of like a drop set. And the only thing that I recommend for this, or the only tips that I really want you guys to be aware, is knees are fully straight, ideally. And you don't want to be rocking back too much as you lift your legs. You always want to keep sending that energy forward with your torso as you're sending the energy up with your legs, once again to create that compression that we want. Slowly come up. Now bring both legs together in front of you. Give it a little shake, give it a little pumps. Cramps are totally normal. Your body is not used to getting into this range. So I still get cramps whenever I push past the range of motion that my body's used to do. The more forward your hands are, the harder the exercise is. For beginners, simply one at a time, but don't do this. Simply, again, keep the energy going forward. Knees fully locked. We begin in 3, 2, 1. So go for 10. 1 inch from the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it. Relax. Flex your feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. We're doing great. We're almost there. I know compression is not fun to train. Even for me, that it's one of my strength areas. In my practice, I still suffer. I don't like to do it. I hate doing it. But you can find some enjoyment in the pain, both in compression and both in life. Just got one more hard set to go. Then we can chill in some positions. So let's give it all you got. Again, modify accordingly. I'd rather that you're here with your knees locked, that you're here and your legs are just bent and you're rocking backwards on every single rep. So make them count. Quality reps over quantity. We begin in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 3. Stay with me. 3, 2, 1. And break. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe on this one, open the legs slightly to about shoulder, hip distance apart, just to target different areas of your hamstrings. Maybe grab a block and place it in the middle setting, low setting, or high setting, whichever allows you to relax, or place 10 yoga blocks if you need to. Just find a position where you can relax in your final resting pose. Second to last, I want to add one more to chill down, cool down, while we work again on improving some passive hamstring flexibility range. And on the last one, we're gonna also be involving our spine, which is also critical for compression. We think about our hamstrings and our hip flexors and our core, obviously core compression. But what we don't realize is that the core flexes the spine, and having enough strength here is crucial. But we can also be limited by the amount of spinal flexion that we have. That is the flexibility of our erector spinae, which extend the spine, as well as our QL, or lumbar spine. So we're going to be taking care of that right now. 15 seconds without my voice, so you can relax. and slowly come up. Final position that I want to do is called plow pose in yoga, and I don't know any other name than that. Simply going to lay down on our backs. Going to bring our legs up into this L shape. You're simply going to use your abs to just rock back. Use your arms also for support, and bring the legs back. You can slightly bend your knees here if it feels comfortable, but ideally you want to be working, especially if you're working towards that clean V-sit and movements, just teach your body to lock the knees. It's a habit that it's hard to break, and the more you teach your body to keep the knees locked, the easier it's going to be. So here we're really more than the hamstrings, which you should probably feel stretched for most of us, mostly creating this roundiness on the lumbar spine and the upper spine. Relax here. If you want a little more, simply go for a little more. The weight is on the upper back, not your neck. And if you want to focus more on the spine and not so much on the hamstrings, and you're super flexible, you can bring the knees down and get into this weird ass shape. And if you're working towards a V-sit, you want to add more, I'm just giving you options here. You can clasp your hands behind your back and extend to work also on shoulder extension, which is not the main purpose of this class, but why not if you want the V-sit. Maybe find some movements if that feels right to you. Play around with extending the knees, bending the knees. Get in touch with your body. And slowly, with control, rock forward and relax your feet down. Keep your knees bent. Let's go towards one side. So just mobilize the hips. After all that forward folding work in this plane specifically, it is good to just add some rotations to your hips. You can also add some rotations to your spine to the opposite direction. Do whatever feels nice in the following 30 seconds of the practice. And then you can simply relax here laying down for the next 30 seconds or so. I'm gonna do my final resting position on a seated meditation, but feel free to lay down. Auto-regulating breathing, it's critical for speeding recovery after we raise our heart rate up. So find any comfortable position, laying down or sitting down, and allow your eyes to close. Begin to focus on your breath, making long inhalations through your nose and even longer exhalations through your nose or mouth. Do a quick scan of your body. If you have any tension on your legs, maybe on your face. Relaxing the body allows the mind to relax, which also leads to allowing the body to relax as well. It's a feedback loop. If we learn how to use it correctly, we can teach our body how to be active when we want to be active, and how to be relaxed and recover when we want to be relaxed. However you did today, know that it was enough and it was your best. And slowly open your eyes or remain in this position for as long as you want. There you have it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this routine. Again, it can be done 2 to 3 times per week. Maybe modify the intensity. Some days you go very hard, some days you take it a little bit medium, other days you take it very light. Play around with the progressions of the seated plie compression always trying to get deeper into those positions and play around with the progressions of the V-ups, eventually working on full V-ups and straddle V-ups. Those are going to be the two progressions that are going to give you the most bang for your buck for your V-sit and handstand presses. But I would encourage you to really spend a lot of time in the tuck version, just to build it up gradually and to really teach your body how to be in these compressed positions. If you have any further questions, please leave it on the comment section down below. And if you have any other requests, as usual, in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this routine and would like to see more routines like this, we have the online 𝘼𝙤𝙘𝙀 Academy with more than 250 plus hours of content, countless routines for flexibility, not only for your hamstrings, but for your shoulders, for your hips, for your spine, as well as other positions such as the front split, middle split, and the wheel, and countless of other classes as well. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. That really helps the channel to grow. And with that being said, guys, I will see you all on the next one. Peace out. And even longer exhalations through your nose or mouth.
Repeat that?
Yeah, through your nose. Yeah, through your nose or mouth.